There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you will survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you will survive. And will you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. The Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tell them away. Just hold on, 'cause there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find a way. And the hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you finally see the truth. You can cast your fears aside, and when you feel like hope is gone, feel the truth and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. A hero lies in you.
Suzanne and the Peter Polzak quartet. And now let's welcome back Reverend McDowell.
Good morning. It's always good to fellowship and worship with spiritual seekers. People who are dedicated to walking and living the way of spirit. I appreciate the invitation from your senior minister, Reverend James Parker, on behalf of Christ Universal Temple on the far south side of Chicago, about a good 40 minutes from here. We just say thank you. And and I'm glad again to be here. Today's lesson is titled From Setbacks to Comebacks, and I believe this sermon is especially needed today in spiritual communities. Why? Because spiritual communities have people in them, and people go through stuff. Have you ever noticed that before? Okay, if you haven't gone through stuff, it's kind of coming. It's like, that doesn't sound all new thought. No, trust me. Just hear me out. Learning how to make a comeback in life is very important because everyone experiences setbacks, failure, and disappointment. How we come back from setbacks determines the quality of our lives. So to begin, let's define what a setback is. My first point is a setback is a reversal or check in progress, a problem that makes progress more difficult or success less likely. We've all experienced setbacks, correct? Yeah. Sometimes you had it planned, you had it worked out in your mind, you structured it out, you talked to the people, and then it didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. And that becomes, for us, the moment of truth. All right? Because here's the one thing that you can always 100% control: how you react to anything. I can't make somebody else do what I want them to do, but I can control what I think. I can control what I feel. I can control what I say, and I can control what I do. As Reverend Coleman used to say to us at Christ Universal Temple, I am the thinker that thinks the thought that makes the thing. So we've all experienced setbacks. John Maxwell says it this way. He says, the difference between average people and achieving people is their perception of and response to failure. How you see and respond to failure, setbacks, disappointment, and frustration will literally determine your sense of wholeness, your self-image, and what you can accomplish in life. John Maxwell has another quote. I love this. He says, because in life, the question is not if you will have problems, but how you are going to deal with your problems. Now, Jesus taught the same thing. And many times we don't realize that Jesus taught the same thing. And I want to jump into it a little bit and give a little bit of metaphysics with it. Is that okay? Yeah. So Jesus says in Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 and 27, it should be up there. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not act on them will be like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat against that house and it fell. And great was its fall. Now, we know that when Jesus was talking about these things, he wasn't talking about houses and sands and rock, right? He was talking about how our minds work. He was talking about people who live according to the spiritual principles and can work them in their lives versus those who are living from a sense of separation and a belief in only their humanness and not the divinity of God that is within them. So let's just drill down a little bit on this scripture. First of all, he says, everyone then who hears these words is like a man, words of mine, et cetera, et cetera. He says the rain fell. He didn't say if. Did you see if up there? He didn't say if the rain fell, if the floods come. He didn't say if the winds blow. He is presuming that that's going to happen. And I know sometimes in New Thought, we get a little bit too hold hands, skip down the road, and we don't want to deal with stuff happens in life, sometimes unexpectedly. And it does not disqualify the fact that we're supposed to see the reality, see the truth, practice the principles, know who you are, know who the other individuals are, recognize that God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and all that other stuff that we talk about, and realize that floods come, rain falls, and wind blows. And how you have prepared your consciousness will determine how you handle what happens in life. Not if, when. Not if, when. Not if, when. Nobody can teach you to stop, drop, and roll when your clothes are already on fire. This is why you do your prayer work. This is why you read your daily word. This is why you study. This is why you meditate. This is why you sit in the silence, so that you are spiritually prepared to handle the complexity of life. Going outside into the world without doing your spiritual work is like walking outside in the polar vortex a few weeks ago with no clothes on. So the question comes into play is this: why does the rain fall? Why do the floods come? Why do winds blow? Can we drill down on that a little bit? William Ward, who was a unity minister, wrote in one of his books, I think it was New Thought Christian, he wrote, "Your subconscious mind will constantly draw opportunities and challenges so that you may develop your spiritual gifts in which you feel weak." I'm going to read that again because I don't want you to miss it. Your subconscious mind will constantly draw opportunities and challenges so that you may develop your spiritual gifts in which you feel weak. Now, let's drill down on that, okay? How many people here are familiar with Unity's concept of the 12 powers of man? Okay, most of the people here. Those who aren't, the concept is that Jesus and his disciples symbolize this Christ mind or Christ awareness, and the 12 disciples represent spiritual faculties or spiritual faculties. And I use my own terminology, so I'm trying not to use my terminology. I believe it explains how total consciousness works, but I don't have time to explain all of that. So, for instance, I might be very strong in order, but I lack love. It's weak. So my subconscious mind will draw experiences to me that will force me to develop that which is in me that is underdeveloped. Let me put it another way. You might have great imagination. You can see all this stuff. You're so creative, but not the faith or the strength to grab it, hold it, and bring it into manifestation. So you're always jumping from one idea to another, but never manifesting anything. Is this making sense? Yes. Let me give you another example. Why do the rains come? Why do the floods come? You might be underdeveloped in the faculty called strength. Strength is the ability to withstand temptation. The strength is freedom from weakness. But strength is also patience. So I might consistently draw some people into my experience. that stay, not get on, stay on my last nerve. Because that aspect is seeking development. So these situations and people and experiences come to teach and develop us. But because we're looking at life from a human level only, we don't see the beauty in the growth and the evolution that has to happen, because we are here to function as full spiritual beings through a human experience. But that can't happen as long as we stay holding on to our old beliefs, our old concepts, our own ideologies, our own positions, and not allow spirit to work and develop through us. We'd rather be right than free. Hope this is landing. Because until we get to the understanding that, as Charles Fillmore will write in Mysteries of Genesis, when he was talking about Adam in the Garden of Eden, he says the Lord God, or the divine law, brought everything to Adam, and Adam symbolizes the thinker. And whatever Adam named the thing, that's what it was, which means in modern language that you give it meaning because you name it, you give it a nature. In other words, it can't mean anything to you until you make it mean something to you. You make me angry. No, your meaning made it angry. Made you angry, excuse me. So when we're looking at setbacks, setbacks give us an opportunity to evaluate. Setbacks give us an opportunity to get out of our positions and hopefully, say hopefully, do our prayer work. Hopefully, do our prayer work. John Maxwell, he had a funny way of saying it. He called it human, not John Maxwell, this is somebody else, but anyway, rules of being human. Rule number one, you'll learn lessons. Rule number two, there are no mistakes, only lessons. Rule number three, a lesson is repeated until it is learned. Rule number four, if you don't learn the easy lessons, they get harder. Number five, you'll know you have learned a lesson when your actions change. When you view life from this perspective, you realize that failure isn't your enemy and success is not an event. Failure is also not an event. Success and failure are both processes. You work toward both, and they both have lessons. So what's a comeback? A comeback is a return to a former good position or condition, a new effort to win or succeed after being close to defeat or failure, I don't know. Anyway. So I'm saying to you today, Unity, you have the ability to come back because you have the divine power of God within you. Not like coffee is in a cup. Not like raisins are in raisin bread. But like a wood is in some of the structure of this building. You can't remove the wood and have that podium, a pillar, or desk. There is no God and you. There's only God as you. See, sometimes we talk about God from the perspective of as if there is God and me. But there is no me without the self-expression of God as life in me. You can come back up because of what's in you. Yes, you could have gone through the divorce. You can come back. Yes, you might have had the bad business situation or the pink slip. Yes, you can come back. Yes, you got the diagnosis and the prognosis. Yes, you can come back. Why? Because you are an individualized expression of God. And God's life, God's love, God's power, God's wisdom, God's substance flows in, through, and as you. But like many people, we just don't see it. And like the prophet Elisha said to his servant at the service, that woke him up and said, we're surrounded by armies everywhere. And Elisha said, there's more with us than it is with them. And then he said, Lord, open his eyes so he can see. Once we get caught up in the chaotic thinking, we don't see anymore. Once we get caught up in our emotionalism, we don't see anymore. And we have to be mindful that we're not allowing ourselves to get mesmerized and hypnotized by the illusions and delusions of the appearances of the world. And we go back to, who am I? What is the truth about God? And what is the truth about me? In the Universal Foundation for Better Living, our first statement of faith is, we believe that it is God's will that every individual on the face of this earth should live a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. So I don't have to create that experience. I have to get into the mindset and in alignment with the truth that already is. Does that make sense? Yes. So I came up with this, what I call a 5-step process to creating your comeback. So take notes, or snap pictures, or whatever. I'll go back and listen to this later, because this is what I'm present to. When you really want to break through, you can't casually just skip to it. You have to drill down. You have to immerse yourself in that which it is that you're seeking. If you've received a prognosis or a diagnosis that's not what you want, you have to listen to healing, read healing, talk healing, think healing, feel healing. Keep healing energy around you, people, and anything that's inconsistent with that, you separate yourself from. If you're studying prosperity, you should be studying it, reading it, listening to it, finding experts on it. Why? Immersion. It's not 3 affirmations. I read the daily word and now I got it, God. So let's move on for time's sake. First step is reevaluate your process. What did you do properly? You're talking about making a comeback. What did you do properly? What did you do improperly? What can you do better? Where do you need help? What do you need to eliminate? What do you need to know that you don't know? What skills do you need to develop? So you have to stop and reevaluate your process. Many times people, when they don't succeed, they get caught up in their feelings and they don't think. But if you want to live an empowered life, you got to think. Again, I am the thinker who thinks the thought that makes the thing. Number 2, seek divine counsel. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. Your prayer work and meditation work must be consistent. If you want choppy results, put in choppy practice. All right? Musicians don't become good because they're choppy. I learned guitar as a kid and the recorder, and I can't even read music now. Why? Because I don't practice. You have to practice it. Practice makes improvement. Not perfect. Number 3, create a plan with clarity and conviction. Create a plan with clarity and conviction. So you've reevaluated, you've sought divine counsel. In other words, you've done your inner spiritual work. And now it's time to put it on paper. Napoleon Hill said, a goal is a dream with a deadline. In other words, you have a plan. Your plan should include your self-improvement game plan. Your plan must include your vision and how you will grow in your vision. You must be able to see it clearly and believe it deeply. Emmett Fox called that the mental equivalent. Clarity of vision, conviction of feeling. If you don't have both, you don't have it, because that's the mental blueprint through which spirit as divine law and substance fulfills. Number 4, get into inspired action. Your vision and action must inspire people to help you accomplish it. If you're not inspired by what you do, why should someone else be inspired by your dreams and actions? You know, sometimes we get, these people won't help me with my dreams, and they won't do this, and they don't believe in me. Guess what? You're not on fire about your own stuff. You should be radiating your dream, radiating your goals, radiating what you want to do, radiating your vision to the point to where it's contagious. But we just get into our feelings. Oh, I've been with that person, and every time they ask me for something, I do it. So you're expecting divine law to show up only through that individual. Because the good you give to that individual might come from somebody else. H.M. Lee said that desire is God tapping at the door of your soul. God tapping at the door of your soul. In other words, when you get the desire, it's coming from a higher plane. But we have to say yes. And how do you know it's a true desire? Because no matter what you do to try to make it go away, it doesn't go away. You can make yourself busy. You can procrastinate. You can drink. You can find other things to occupy your mind. You can sex it out, talk it out, walk it out, and it still shows back up. Because it's there to inspire you to move. Because you are pregnant with the possibility of God's idea seeking expression. They're like, this guy's too hardcore. We're not bringing him back. No joke. Last point, so we can go home. Ask for help from people who can help you. Stop talking about your dreams to people who don't want to help you or are stuck in their own delusions. Stop paying attention to people and conditions that attempt to stop you from getting your blessing. Just like the blind beggar, and if you look it up, because I don't have time to teach it, Luke chapter 18, verses 35 through 43. And it tells the story about a blind beggar who was on the side of the road and he heard that Jesus was coming by. And he started shouting, King of David, you know, pay attention to me. Hey, Jesus, I'm over here. And what was funny about it was the people that were with Jesus, the crowd, not his disciples, but the crowd, tried to hush the man. Shut up, shut up, shut up. You know, the teacher's coming by, the master's coming by. And he wouldn't, he just got louder. And then he went, Jesus walked up to him and he says, what do you want? I want to see. I want to see. And Jesus blessed him and he touched him, prayed, and he was healed. According to your faith, be it done unto you. Now, what this gives us in my last 45 seconds is this. 1, don't let somebody who already has their good stop you from getting yours. That's 1. 2, when it's time for you to take action, that's not the time to be embarrassed about your hyper fascination when you getting your blessing and your breakthrough. 3, make sure you know what you want. When the master was there, somebody that could help him was there. What do you want? Oh, I don't know, Jesus. No, he said, I want to see. Some of us pray so long, I think if God was a person, God was like, I don't even know what this person wants. And the last thing he did was he became a part of the crowd that followed Jesus. In other words, now that I know that being in alignment with this is going to bless me, I'm staying on his hip. So the teaching, the instruction, the leadership, in this context, the faith community that allows you to be in the consciousness of your blessing, stay in it, grow in it, and allow yourself to achieve your comeback. God bless you.
We want to thank Reverend McDowell for bringing such a powerful and inspired message. And he is, we can say that he is truly one of Johnny Coleman's students, and I'm sure very proud of it. Now let's welcome back Suzanne Palmer.
There's a bright golden haze in the meadow. There's a bright golden haze in the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. What a beautiful morning. Whoa, what a wonderful day. I got a wonderful feeling that everything is going my way. Everything's my way. The cattle are standing like statues. The cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me walk by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eyes. She says, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a wonderful day. I got a wonderful feeling that everything is going my way. Going my way. Yeah. Oh, everywhere. Dave Underdog. The sound of the earth is like music. The sound of the earth is like music. The breeze is as busy, it don't miss a thing. And a little weeping willow is laughing at me. She said, oh, what a wonderful morning. Ooh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling that everything is everything's my way. It's there for me. Everywhere I go, just need you. Thank you. Woo. Thank you. Oh, anything I see, where I go, I know everything's everywhere. Everything's everywhere. I know I'm going my way. Going my way. It's going my way. You're gonna do my way. Oh, you are. You're not in my way, but you're on my way. Oh, in my way. You're on my way. As everything's going. Oh, thank you, Lord. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Suzanne Palmer. More inspiration. Thank you. Some of her last words were thank you. And it's appropriate that we now take time to say thank you for all of the prospering gifts that we've enjoyed. So now let's put our hands together and say our gratitude affirmation. Divine love richly flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way.
All right, let's sing about it. Gratitude. And you all know I like to do little hand motions, so if you want to do them with me, go right ahead. Here we go. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Let's do it again. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. Tell your neighbor, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Tell yourself, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
We are grateful for all of the gifts that are before us. We know that they will go out into the world and bless others, but they will also return to us more than 100-fold and bless our own lives. We thank you, God, for all of these gifts, and we know that all is well. Today's flowers are lovingly donated by Barbara Woodbury and Tom Skinner in honor of their 22nd anniversary, and they are here with us today. There's a beautiful message. I'm going to keep moving. We met each other at Unity 22 years ago while on our spiritual path and have been walking hand in hand ever since. Through the good times and difficult times, we have learned to appreciate that we were meant to love one another and laugh together as we traverse life's obstacle course. We see it's all good, all God, and it's all good. Barbara and Tom, we thank you for your service to Unity as well. And now let's welcome those who are visiting with us today, either for the first time or returning. If you are new here or have been away for a while and are joining us today, please raise your hand high with me so that we can recognize you and offer you a gift. There's a gift from the welcome team. And you have an opportunity to get another gift by joining them in the Sunshine Gallery just to your left after the service. I'm going to keep moving with announcements. The Pet Ministry is here this Sunday and every Sunday with pets in need of foster or forever homes. We want to thank Carol Siegel for all the good work that she does to support this ministry. And we thank her and her team for her service. The Outreach Committee's Night Ministry has a winter donation drive that's happening right now. So see Denise Fort downstairs in the Friendship Room after this service. You're probably already aware that Reverend James will be presenting a two-part Sunday series based on the 23rd Psalm entitled The Gift from King David. It begins next Sunday, the 10th, and continues on the 17th at our 10 a.m. service. The new visitors coffee reception that he is hosting and the welcome and membership team is going to be held next Sunday as well, March 10th at 11:15 following this service. All who are new to Unity are welcome to attend this session with light refreshments during the session. And if Jeff Berry is here, he has a very quick announcement.
I know. Hi. You know, Jesus said, and I'm paraphrasing, the good news is there's no bad news. All right? And that's what we're going to figure out how to live with this book in this class that starts Thursday night, 7 o'clock. And sign-up sheet is downstairs. Books are for sale. Please come and join us. You'll love it.
Great book and great class. Thank you so much, Jeff. And now let's welcome back Suzanne Palmer.
I know the sun isn't out, but it is a beautiful day. Is it not a beautiful day?
Yes.
Life is a journey, not a destination. There are no mistakes, just chances we've taken. Lay down your regrets, 'cause all we have is now. Wake up in the morning and get out of bed. Start making mental lists in your head of all the things that I am grateful for. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my eyes and I open up my mind and I wonder how life will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my heart and I'm gonna be a part of make this a positively beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. You can stand up, and if you've been sitting for a while, just kind of. Life is a challenge, not a competition. You can still smell the roses and be on a mission. Just take a moment and get in touch with your heart. Sometimes you feel like you got something to prove, to remind yourself that there's only one you. Just take a moment, give thanks of who you are. Yeah. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my eyes and I open up my mind and I wonder how life will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my heart and I'm gonna do my part and make this a positively beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. A beautiful day. Make this so wonderful. Make this so beautiful. Make this so powerful. Make this a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Life is a journey, not a destination. There are no mistakes, only chances we've taken. Now lay down regrets, 'cause all we have is now. All we have is now.
Thank you so much, Suzanne Palmer, Peter Polzak. And now let's sing ourselves. Oh, Gretchen Goodrich, thank you for all you do. Now let's sing ourselves home.
All right, you can sing with me? All right, here we go. Let's weave ourselves home. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together, together, and let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God! Yay, us! Happy Sunday, Unity!